In this video we will cover two of the most successful mafia bosses of the early 20th century and compare them with each other. We hope you will enjoy this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Alphonse Gabriel Al Capone, also known as Scarface, was a notorious American gangster during the Prohibition era. He rose to power as the leader of the Chicago Outfit, an organized crime syndicate that controlled the city's illegal activities, such as bootlegging, gambling, and prostitution. Capone's criminal career began in Brooklyn, New York, where he was a member of the 5 Points Gang. In 1919, he moved to Chicago to work for Johnny Torrio, a powerful gang leader who controlled the city's criminal enterprises. Capone quickly rose through the ranks and eventually took over the Chicago Outfit after Torrio retired in 1925. Capone's reign as the leader of the Chicago Outfit was marked by violence and bloodshed. He ordered the murders of rival gang members and anyone who posed a threat to his criminal empire. One of his most notorious acts was the St. Valentine's Day Massacre in 1929, in which 7 members of a rival gang were brutally murdered. Despite his ruthless tactics, Capone was a charismatic leader who was well liked by many of his followers. He was known for his generosity, often giving money to charitable causes and helping the less fortunate. He was also a savvy businessman, using his criminal profits to invest in legitimate businesses such as real estate and restaurants. However, Capone's criminal activities eventually caught up with him. In 1931, he was convicted of tax evasion and sentenced to 11 years in prison. He served most of his sentence at the federal prison on Alcatraz Island, where he developed health problems due to syphilis. He was released on parole in 1939 and lived the rest of his life in Florida, where he died of a heart attack in 1947. Despite his notorious reputation, Capone's legacy lives on as one of the most iconic gangsters in American history. His story has been the subject of numerous books, movies, and TV shows, and he remains a symbol of the excesses and corruption of the Prohibition era. Lucky Luciano, born Salvatore Lucania in Sicily, Italy, in 1897, is widely considered to be one of the most powerful and ruthless American mobsters of all time. He immigrated to the United States with his family at the age of 10, settling in New York City. As a young man, Luciano quickly became involved in the city's criminal underworld. He worked as a street hustler, running errands for local gangs and participating in small-time thefts and scams. It wasn't long before he caught the attention of some of the more powerful figures in the city's criminal world, including the notorious mob boss, Meyer Lansky. Lansky saw potential in the young Luciano and took him under his wing, mentoring him in the ways of organized crime. Luciano quickly rose through the ranks, becoming one of Lansky's top lieutenants and a key player in the city's criminal underworld. In the 1920s, Luciano formed a powerful alliance with other young mobsters, including Bugsy Siegel and Frank Costello. Together, they began to consolidate their power, taking control of various criminal enterprises including bootlegging, gambling, and prostitution. By the early 1930s, Luciano had become one of the most powerful and feared mobsters in the country. He controlled a vast criminal empire that stretched from coast to coast, and his influence was felt in virtually every aspect of American life. However, despite his immense power, Luciano's empire was not immune to the law. In 1936, he was arrested and charged with running a prostitution ring. He was convicted and sentenced to 30 to 50 years in prison. Despite his incarceration, Luciano continued to exert control over his criminal empire from behind bars. He used his contacts and influence to maintain his power and protect his interests. He also maintained a close relationship with his fellow mobsters, including Lansky and Costello. In 1946, Luciano was released from prison on the condition that he would be deported to Italy. However, he continued to wield influence over the American Mafia, even from abroad. He continued to be a major player in the international criminal underworld until his death in 1962. Overall, Lucky Luciano was one of the most powerful and influential mobsters in American history. He built a criminal empire that spanned the entire country, and his influence was felt in virtually every aspect of American life. He was known for his brutal methods and ruthless tactics, but also for his intelligence, charisma, and strategic thinking. Although he faced many legal challenges and spent much of his later life in prison, he remained one of the most feared and respected figures in the criminal world until his death. Al Capone and Lucky Luciano are both considered to be among the most infamous and powerful mafia bosses in American history. Both men were known for their ruthless tactics and their ability to control entire criminal empires. In terms of accomplishments, Al Capone is often considered to be the most successful mafia boss of all time. He built a criminal empire that controlled much of Chicago's illegal activities, including bootlegging, gambling, and prostitution. He also became one of the most powerful and feared men in the city, and his name became synonymous with organized crime. Lucky Luciano, on the other hand, is considered to be the father of modern organized crime. He was instrumental in creating the National Crime Syndicate, which brought together the various mafia families from across the country and established a national network of criminal activity. He also helped to professionalize the mafia, introducing new business practices and creating a more centralized and efficient organization. In terms of brutality, both men were known for their ruthless tactics. Al Capone was responsible for the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, in which 7 rival gang members were brutally murdered. Lucky Luciano, on the other hand, is believed to have ordered the murders of numerous rivals and enemies, including the notorious Mustache Pete Morello. Ultimately, both Al Capone and Lucky Luciano were incredibly powerful and influential figures in the world of organized crime, and their legacies continue to be felt today. It's hard to compare them in terms of who achieved the greatest thing, as they both were the most successful of their time in the American Mafia. While Al Capone was more successful in terms of wealth and power, Lucky Luciano is considered to be more influential in terms of shaping the modern American Mafia. Thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe. See you next time.